in the mark, in the color, in the line, in the shape, in the form. I'm here in the Draw It Out Artist Residency. I'm getting this wall ready. This is gonna be, that wall is gonna be a community drawing wall. So I'll have some of that later on in this week. My exhibition, Open Studios, is Friday, December 6th. And there are gonna be 100 large-scale drawings. I have 84 done, and I need 16 more. This video, I'm gonna be making the large-scale drawings. Lots going on here, but we gotta kind of find that middle ground. This is why I love investigating the moment and the mark pretty much daily, even when I feel like, but I'll notice where I'm feeling and what I'm feeling, you know, a little bit off, feel like sad, tired, not really stressed out, but like kind of like low energy. I have a lot going on that I need to get done. None of it's necessarily negative. It's just, even when it's good, it can still be challenging. So that's important to say. So, you know, you notice all of those little things, the subtleties and the shifts, and that's what I'm gonna like go into these large drawings with, that understanding in mind, and see what happens in the process and kind of like dance with it all. In the mark, in the color, in the line, in the shape, in the form. That's so stupid. I'm gonna leave it in just for you. Whoever likes stupid stuff, well, hi. In the mark. That could be, I wish I could do like songs though. In the mark, in the color, in the line, in the shape, in the form. So I'm just starting these large drawings and noticing, right? Sometimes words come in when you're opening all the channels in your body, the emotionality, the energetic, the even spiritual. To me, that's how the art making process is, and this intuitive, raw, abstract expression is experimental, automatic work. You're really like allowing on a lot of levels. Like, yes, it's the drawing, but there's other subtleties that are going on within the whole moment, and that's what I'm paying attention to. And actually, that's why F.A.C.E, my program, is really about that. It's about energy, emotion, intuition, and integration, and there's 2 weeks in each area, and then we like do a lot of experiential and experimental exercises to open the body, the mind, the heart even, and the spirit, because it's an energy and emotion abstraction, and that's the way I see it and teach it. And it like heavily is coming through from my other lives, like my energetic and shamanic understanding, how I went and healed my body, you know, and took an alternative path, and it was not, it's kind of on the fringe, but for me, abstract art and, you know, non-representational, automatic, intuitive, and raw, like expressionist work is really where it's at for me, in the sense of I have a lot of relations to abstract thinking and abstract ideas, and it is deep, but as much as it's deep, it's also really playful and fun and childlike, you know. If you saw that thing in the beginning of the video, I was being so silly. What I've noticed over the years, the more I make art and I use it as a tool for entryways into my mind, body, spirit, heart, you know, and allow it to all be there, even sometimes the sad moments or our darker moment. And I'm really interested in tuning and listening to all of it. Not like turning anything away is really important tenet, in my like artistic ethos, you know. I don't turn away the emotionality, and also in relation to materials, I don't really discredit anything, so anything can be part of the process, and that like is super important to me as an artist and person who has a lot to say in all kinds of ways, right? It's all about that creative expression, that like divine revelation and revolution within the self. And that's what I'm interested in. But it's not always pretty. I always say that because sometimes, you know, things come up. But when you're talking about wanting to be more free and loose and gestural, like in the mark, you kind of want to entertain maybe any idea. And then you can like dive deeper into that. But what happens is we need to really do the inner work and the personal growth work, and also keep making the art all the way through the hard times. That's really been like my like mainstay, and something I can really hang on and stand in and say is that like there's been times where life has been falling apart and the art was always there for me, and you know, I've always been learning and growing, and then breaking away from all of it, because you want to break away from eventually what everyone says, including me. It's really important. So I'm interested in, as a teacher, showing you the reflections, the internal things, being honest in like where I've been stuck, and how much I have done the work in all these ways, and then also opening up the energetic body and the emotionality. Yeah, so I have all of that with me here, and that's what I'm doing more and more. And I used to have fear of even making the marks, you know, in the beginning, and I had like super comparison problems, and I kept looking too much externally. So the reason why F.A.C.E is such a great program that I'm building is it really dials it back to the self. And there's nowhere to go but inside. And sometimes we run away from that, you know? So like, what are the true desires? Like in this case, for the Draw It Out project, for my artist residency, my month-long artist residency that's coming to a close, my desire is really to like pay homage to first marks, and also look back at past artists that really inspire me, and a certain kind of movement, and who was kind of defying the moment and mark in their time, and, you know, like drawing inspiration from that period, and all, because, you know, there's a relationship that I formed, like, you know, spiritually, I guess, or like historically, you could say, with the certain standouts, and why am I drawn to them, and, you know, diving deeper into all of that, and then diving deeper into what I want to say, not just in the color, line, shape, and form, but in the words even, and how I write and teach and talk about it. So I've been working on all these levels here to like really define it for myself. And I mean, over the years it's starting to form, but before I was like really locked up and afraid to take a strong point of view. And I noticed what's happened within the last couple years, even through like the craziest storm of my life, it's allowed me to enter deeper into myself. And I know that art making 1000% is a healing tool. If nothing else, if you never want to be an artist, I would encourage everyone to make marks and start to find that relationship within themselves, because you'll be able to break through the fears and whatever you've been hiding and holding. If you let it out and you can see the reflection back, you realize, you know, I can move on from this experience, and I can actually make it a transformative moment by making an artwork. And yes, I have a voice in not just the color, line, shape, and form, but in all the ways. It's really powerful and impactful and important to like think about it in this way. And it's helped me, like, time and time again, show up and come out of hiding and become more myself in the process. So when we show up to the mark in the moment, we're really having this transformative experience when we allow ourselves to enter any emotion and ride that wave of energy. And it's not always pretty, but when we can just, like, invite it in and kind of be with it and, like, let that transform the moment, and we become, like, different in the process. I've seen it, because here's 100 large drawings that I'm finishing up, and, you know, just within a month, and that's like something in itself, so if you do that for years and a lifetime, and then you really start getting going here, like, nothing can really stop you, because you're the artist, you're the creator, you're the person with the voice, you're the one that is allowed to express it, because you're giving yourself the opportunity. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody controls that. That's what's great about being an artist. You can say whatever you want to say, but will you dare yourself to say it is the question, because it is a little risky once you get in there, because, the judgment arises and the fear arises, and then that might shut us down, or whatever we're pulling on from the past trauma, it might get in the way, so you got to learn to dance with this all. You got to learn to let it go. And when you can really, like, let go into the mark in the moment, you can fly into a new opportunity of seeing, not just in the artworks itself, but in your beingness, which this is, like, huge, because then you're giving yourself the opportunity to just show up as you are and let it be what it wants to be, and face it all in the process. And that's exciting, because art can be anything, but it's just a matter of realizing that. And then you don't have to be so caught up in all the external things, because you've dialed it so much internally that you're, like, just coming from the power center, right? And the heart and the mind and the spirit kind of takes form, and the energy emerges and merges into something new, and it can be what it wants to be in the moment. Like, it doesn't have to be an end all. Like, this 100-day, the 100 large drawings is just something I really wanted to do, and like, kind of test myself. I wanted to push myself against myself. Can I do it within a month-long time? And yeah, I can. And then you show yourself what you're made of, and you do it your way, and you just keep going, right? And you give yourself the voice to the expression. And this is exciting, because you become, like, stronger from it all, and it's only what you're interested in as the artist and creator. Sometimes people won't understand, but that's not what it's about, really. It's more about having the expression, having the mark in the moment, and kind of dialing it in and just being relentless. That will change you. And of course, like, it's not gonna all be interesting, so you have to do what's interesting to you. And this is the most interesting thing at the moment, and giving voice to it all, and allowing myself to go deeper into what I'm most interested in and what I desire as an artist and creative, and a person who wants to express, more than just color, line, shape, and form, but in words and poems, and my own artistic ethos. And this month-long artist residency and making these 100 large drawings has really given me the opportunity to see myself more fully and understand, like, why I'm so attracted and drawn to it. And then I can see even more coming out of this, experience. And that's all it is just allowing yourself to have the moment and let it be what it wants to be, and learn from it all in the process. And that's exciting, because that means we have infinite potential and possibility just waiting for us right here in the moment.